Goeienaand. Good evening, fellow South Africans. And yeah, this is a Eskom rant. It goes out to citizens of the world as well. Okay, guys? Now, I'm reading an article where they say that Eskom's top management says it is unlikely they will implement anything higher than stage 2 load shedding this weekend. This after a week of frequent and prolonged rolling blackouts under stage 4 load shedding. On Thursday, President Cyril Ramaphosa said at the 25th commemoration of Human Rights Day in Sharpeville that the latest power crisis would pass. "We will overcome and we will get over this," he said. He also suggested that just like they defeated apartheid, they're going to defeat the issue with Eskom. Now, how racist is that? Anyway, getting back to this article. While load shedding was far from over, Eskom Chief Operations Officer Jan Oberholzer said the utility was able to ease a load shedding schedule a little. "We are very pleased. Load shedding has been reduced to stage 2. Okay. The elephant in the room here, guys, is they keep talking about load shedding, okay? They keep talking about load shedding. That's all they talk about. When are they going to talk about the corruption taking place in Eskom? And I'm talking about a huge amount of corruption taking place in Eskom. As you saw in the video I posted earlier, Ted Blom says that they're probably 15%. That's 1 in every 6 people in Eskom is on the take, using the state-owned enterprise utility as a way to feather their nest bed by their position. You know, that is the elephant in the room. These guys who work at Eskom are not interested in making sure the energy system works or the electricity system works. All they're interested in is their own back pocket. They are using Eskom to feather their own nests. You know, this is a crazy scenario, and the problem is that it's been actually put out there by the politicians, the Zumas, the Guptas, all these people who've just been creaming off and putting their snouts in the trough and cleaning out what used to be a very, very coherent and very, very good country. As a result of the actions by people like Ramaphosa and people like Zuma and their inability to target the corruption that's going on, South Africa is right now facing a dilemma. They either need to clean up the corruption that's going on, and I'm talking about in government, the politicians, including Mr. Ramaphosa and his extended family, who seem to be doing very, very well over the carcass of what used to be a very, very good country. If they don't clean this up at every level, including Eskom, which is just Eskom is like the canary in the mine. Okay, Eskom is folding over because of what is going on everywhere else. Believe me, if there wasn't corruption happening right now in government, and I'm talking about from Ramaphosa down, Eskom and its staff would be before the courts for corruption. The fact that they aren't says it all. South Africa is a pariah state. It is corrupt. They have no interest in looking after the general man in the street, regardless of colour. The guys at the top are just cleaning out the pantry. They're taking everything they can, and they don't give a flying F, you follow the dots, dot, 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 about what is happening in South Africa. It's very sad, because you think about it. It took the white population. If we look at this in a totally different level, it took the white population over 300 years to bring South Africa into a first world status. It had everything going for it. I mean, it had everything going for it. It had health, it had education, it had electricity, it had everything was with the modern world as you would see in countries in Europe, in the Asia-Pacific region, and in the Americas. And what these rascals, these people who claim to represent the people, have done in the last 25 years is they have stripped the cupboard bare. I do not believe that Ramaphosa's family would be multi-billionaires unless there had been some connection between his involvement and his influence in getting them there. That is the reality. The reality is that South Africa is simply stuffed. It's stuffed because the corruption is right through the whole system. And until you sort out that corruption, which will require getting rid of BEE, that's the number one. If you don't get rid of BEE and bring in white people who will not be part of corruption, South Africa is going the same place as Venezuela, I'm afraid. And that's why this channel exists, because we're looking at options to get white South Africans in particular, and other minority groups, the hell out of there. Now, very soon I'm hoping to talk to Cape Exit, where, you know, the other option is to form another country in the southern part of South Africa around the Eastern Cape, which would be separate from the bullshit that's going on. And to the lefties, I say to you guys, look, you do your own friggin' research, okay? Stop shouting out about extremists and right-wingers and shit like that. That's all bullshit. If you have a look at the level of corruption that is going on in South Africa, you would be amazed. But because you got your head so deep in the sand, you have your little philosophical bloody stands that you cannot get out of. You don't realize what is actually going on, and that's very sad. All right, guys, I've had a bit of a rant. I'm sorry. But South Africa is fuckamanied, okay? It is totally fuckamanied. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, and have a great evening. Bye for now.